What's going on, traders? How we doing out there? Yes, Money Mitch is here and back, baby. We are back. The market is back. I know you guys are feeling good. You guys hit the like button. Let's get this party started. Like always, guys, welcome to Money Mitch.
It's time for Money Making Mitch. When investors need a story, we're going to the moon. Welcome to Money Mitch, where story is everything. I'm here to find you the next opportunity. It's all about the green hands. Now we all know the bull market is here to stay. Money Mitch.
What's going on, traders? How we doing out there? Welcome back to Money Mitch. Yes, hit the thumbs up. Is it time to buy the dip? We're going to be looking at some stocks. You guys let me know in the chat what you guys think. Is this the moment? Did we not get a Monday? We might as well forget Monday. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. I heard Joel Condon telling we didn't even have Monday. So definitely, guys, smash the like. Let's see the comments in here. What's going on, Born? How we doing? Easy. Dino in the house. James, backyard. What's up? What's up? Yogi. If Kramer was born in the 90s, that would have been his intro. You already know. Kramer. Let's not even go into Framer here. You guys already know. AJ, Netflix popping on the earnings. Yes, we will get into that. We'll look at Benzinga Pro, look at some earnings. We can definitely get into some of that. I got a kind of an image that we can go off of, and then we could definitely take a look at some of these earning plays. But like always, guys, let's take a look at the overall market, seeing what we're seeing out there in our market sentiment. And like always, one of the things that we've been looking at, and I think you guys, if you guys have been with us, we've been checking out the channel, right? And can we get through the channel? That's what it's always talked about here. And we look at the SPY and look how we held that bottom support there. We tested back towards that line there, that 422, which was a prior resistance back in, let's say, May through about, I would say, June 21st. So we tested that resistance. It became a new support. And man, did we hold it and push on back up today. The question is, what do we get tomorrow? Do we test back down towards that line, or do we break out from that line? So definitely, I'm going to be paying attention towards that. This is the SPY we're looking at right now. So let's take a look here at the Qs and take a look here. 300 on margin. Hurts, you're enjoying yourself today. Hey, if you had some good margin and making some good money, hey, there's only certain times to throw the margin at it. But if there's one thing that I do is when I do feel it, hey, there's nothing wrong with throwing it at it. Let's take a look at the Qs here. We did look like we were coming back down towards that line here, but really, I mean, we just turned right back around there. So the question is, do we get back above these kind of 362 period? I think we're going to start testing 360s soon, and then we're going to have to see if we can get above that 360 and hold. This is going to be very important, as the Qs really has, I think, taken us to these levels. I mean, when we first got this little shakeout here from June 19th, we saw that push. It was May 19th. We saw that push out. We got all the way up there towards 465. Now we've pulled back a little bit. Let's see if we get that push back up there to the 360s. I think you might get a little bit of a sideways trend here at the top in the 360s. So just be careful. Wait for that rip out. And I'm going to be looking to see when we get some of these big tech names that go ripping. And of course, you'll probably see the Qs go ahead and follow. Is it good to buy now on Genie? Oh, we'll get definitely into that backyard. I'll definitely touch Genie. I got you. I'll tell you, I'm still in, guys, holding that bag right now. So I'll let you guys know exactly where I'm in. I'll let you know my plan on Genie. So definitely hang tight, happy. We'll talk also about that right now. So we'll take a look at Genie for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the industries today. So really, what led us was industrials. Industrials really pushing on hard today. Airlines up 4.9%. So you're talking about AAL, American Airlines, you're talking about ULCC. This is one that I really recommend taking a look at. If we're really back into the reopening trades, this is not a bad look there off the 1450 or 1475 mark. And this is Frontier Group. So take a look at that one. JetBlue having a good bounce back day. Also, you could take a look at Sky W, Sky West. You could take a look at Love, Southwest Airlines. Good one to buy, as it's definitely on a big downtrend. It's pulled back significantly here from, let's say, these highs. It's pulled back about 22% there. Love, that's Southwest. Let's keep looking at some other ones here. Also, we got metal fabrication up. You could take a look at that. Aerospace and defense, but you guys know about that. We were looking about that a little bit earlier. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Real estate bouncing on up there pretty significantly. Keep your eyes on a lot of these REITs. These REITs have been ripping out, guys. Look at this NTP. NTP up about 12% today. Looking like a good chart. Just crossed over on the MACD. This is definitely one to keep on watch, NTP. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go into financial services. You see asset management up. Consumer cyclical didn't do that bad at all. Recreational vehicles leading in there. 1W, One Water Marine here. Looks like a marine play. Look at that breakout there. Not a bad one. That's ONEW, One Water Marine. The one that I was giving out in this one, let me see if I can find it here. We were looking at Winnebago to see when that was going to go ahead and bounce back. Malibu Boats is one that we were taking a look at. We were looking at Mastercraft. This is the one we were talking about last week. We were talking about Mastercraft to see if it could get a reopening play. Not a bad play. This one didn't really fade bad when that big pull down happened, and now pushing back immediately. MCFT. All right, so leisure goods also doing well today. NCLH, the cruise lines, not a bad one. Not a bad one to take a look at. Definitely keep your eyes on these, and we'll see if they continue. CCL bouncing back. RCL. Peloton even having a great time right now. So if Peloton is doing good, definitely keep your eyes on Body, guys. So Body is amazing for this look, because if Peloton's going to take a rip, I think you got to keep your eyes on Body, Beachbody here, to see if it gets the same kind of laggard effect from Peloton, and then kind of a reopening play there at the same time. Mitch, do you want me to share that trading ground? You want that TC 2000 layout? Yeah, by all means. I mean, really, this is kind of, you can use their drill down tab. That's the classic drill down tab, and then kind of adjust it. That's what I did here. But then I love doing this, because at the end of the day, it's always about sector and industry analysis. And you guys know how I'm always on that. That's what I try to do, guys. I'm trying to use the macro to micro look. So we try to look for those macro trends and look for that micro look into particular stocks. Look for also laggard effects for it to go ahead and, let's say, have a leader, and then we look for another play in that industry to get hot. All right, let's go ahead, check out what's going on in the chat. I know I've been talking a lot, going through a lot here. All the screens seem a little blurry. Well, hey, it should be good. You should be able to hit that little setting at the bottom there. Change it to 1080p so you stay on 1080p, and you should be able to see these charts pretty well. Happy knows what the deal is. All right, guys, what's going on, guys? AMC talk in the chat. What's going on, Manny? Backyard. Definitely smash the like, guys. I'm trying to do my best here for you, getting through these industries and the sector analysis, because there's so much to look at today. Today's one of those days that you don't have just particular one play to look at. There's just a whole bunch of areas to look at. So we're going to run through a couple more sectors and industries, and then I want really you guys out there to start running the show. So let me know what you guys want to talk about, and I'll pull up those tickers. I know we're going to get into Genie, so we'll definitely talk a little bit about that. We could take a look at maybe some gambling. What are you guys thinking about gambling? You know, this is in the consumer cyclical sector. Let's take a look here how we're seeing on the chart here. So look at the gambling sector. It started getting a nice bounce back look today. One of the things that this chart reminds me of, this is the industry look, but really it's all about Penn in this industry to me. And so when you look at Penn, you're going to start seeing we had a nice bounce back in Penn. Nice look there from that 65. I would love for it to come trying to test back down towards, let's say, 67 and hold that level. But I'm going to be really paying attention to see if Penn can come back roaring, because I think that's what we need for the gambling stock. What happened to GAMP IPO? Let me see if I had that one. No, I don't have that one on there. We actually had a couple that didn't do that bad. AGS had a good day, good bounce back day. SCR, this one's an interesting one to me, guys. I've been waiting for it to get towards these levels. Look at these levels. Look at that bottom trend line. Let's go here towards the monthly, and you can see kind of where I'm drawing this line from. This is a monthly trend line that we're getting right to, and this is a company that announced a sports betting platform, and they do have platforms in Colorado. They have American, and they also have a big reach in Canada. We're talking about Score Media here, SCR. So take a look at that one. Daily's looking pretty good and decent. I like that chart. Let's take a look at some other ones here. What can we look at? Let's look at apparel stores or department stores. Department stores, Macy's, bouncing back hard there, coming right off what? Monthly support, I'm pretty sure. I can look here on the monthly. Look how this stock has been trading on the monthly, guys. We just broke back down towards support. Let's see if we break back out there towards the 18 and then eventually push up there towards the 20. This is Macy's looking good here on a nice bounce there in department stores. All right, going to go ahead and keep running through here. What other stocks do we see? JWN pulling back. KSS had that big push. Let's see if it starts pushing back on up there. You could look at Dillard's in that same industry. This one's a little bit volatile, really. I mean, when you look at these chart moves, so be careful with DDS. Let's take a look at some other ones here. Restaurants, how did that look? Good bounce back in some of those, like let's say Cake or RRGB. Let's go ahead and let's go a little bit further. Let's get into maybe some tech. What do we have good in tech? Data storage, guys. Data storage bouncing back today. Not a bad move in QMQO. You could also look at Box. Box probably having a good day. There you go. Good bounce back day for Box. DBX is one that I've been looking at. Dropbox. This is one that we gave out when it was in this channel. Now all the way on up there. We'll see if this one can continue making a move. Solar making a good bounce back. So keep your eyes on JKS, which had a master move on up. This one had a push on up there that was about 75% move on up and then pulled back about 20%. Now let's see if it can continue making a move on up. And with that being said, you can look at SPWR, Sun Power as another one as it's pulled back again towards the support here, 2148, and could come bouncing back here. All right, let's go ahead and catch up with the chat. Let's go ahead and get to some of those stocks in the chat. So if you guys got a stock that you guys want to take a look at, this is our time to definitely start taking a look at those. I'm going to also pull up Benzinga Pro. We're going to get into maybe covering some of the earnings that were today. We only got about 15 minutes left. I'm trying to go at full speed today. Jam-packed 30 minutes that, man, if I take a breath, you guys let me know. All right, guys, seeing in the chat a lot of stocks starting to run through there. So I'm going to go through some of those stocks in the chat and also touch the ones that we have already got questions on. Like one that we got questions on was Genie. So definitely we need to get into Genie. And you guys are wondering, am I still holding this? Did I sell out? What's going on, guys? I'm going to definitely go ahead and let you guys know exactly what's going on here in Genie and what am I going to do, right? So what's my plan in this? I'm stuck as a little bit of a bag holder right here, but like always, it's going to happen sometimes. And one of the things is this is one of my high conviction plays, so I'm expecting it for it to come back down. Let's go ahead and show you exactly what I'm looking at here. So when we're looking at Genie, one of the things that we saw, right, and we can look at the daily chart, we had a breakout, right, a push on up. Then we had a pull back. Then now we've had a nice another launch out, and that's our second launch out. And then we're coming around back here. So one of the things that we need to take a look at is, can we catch a support somewhere near this area? So I'm thinking somewhere near 1425, we start catching support, and then it's going to hold that 1375. That's going to be my line in the sand. If it breaks 1375 on this downside, then I'll definitely need to get on out and just take the loser. And yeah, it would suck to get that loser there. But one of the things that I'm looking for is that pullback look right now. I have an order out to add at 1426. And if I get that 1426, I definitely will add and start holding towards that 1375, because what I would want it to do is get that quick U-turn look there in Genie to go ahead and push back up. So we've had that one up, two down. Let it catch that support, get that volume, and then come ripping back up. As we know, they did an offering at the top there, could come back down towards that monthly support, then pick back up. So that's what I'm going to be looking for in Genie. I know that someone mentioned earlier that they were able to get it around 1450s today. I was thinking about adding there at the 1450, but I wanted to get just a little bit lower so that I can get that nice big push into it, use some of my account to go ahead and average down, and then go ahead and hold towards that support, which I will definitely be holding towards. All right, let's go ahead and let's keep going, guys. What's another stock you guys want me to take a look at? Disney, nice day for Disney. Let's take a look at that. Disney, nice little bounce back day, especially after that push out. Not a bad looking chart there. Let's go ahead and keep going. Gap is being mentioned here. Let's take a look here. Oh, look, wrong one there. Just regular Gap. I don't know why, but my charts does not want to find Gap right now. Lost, so I'll just keep going here. BYND bounce beyond meat. That fake beat. I heard fake beat does bounce, Noah. Like when you throw it on the ground, that rubber look. No, I'm just joking with you. I don't want to hit next thing you know, Beyond Meat's trying to knock me down there. But nice little bounce back. I've had this 123 drawn for a long time. I think I've drawn this up for a while back now. So we'll see if it kind of stays in that range and keeps on using that. But let's look at the monthly. That's what I would start using on his chart like this, because you have such a big range on this. And if you use the monthly, you can kind of see that we had that uptrend, came on up, tried to break on out. The real question is, do we hold this kind of 123 area, 124 area, and come back roaring towards 150s on BYND? What's going on, guys? How we doing out there? Hit the like. I seen so many tickers just flying. Everyone wants to wish upon a star. Nah, I just don't see it there, man. Dustin, I just don't see that wish. Let's go ahead and keep going. Noah's talking about the snow dragon. Snowflake is starting to look strong. This is one that I got stopped out in. You got to be honest when you're honest. Hey, this one, when it was in this little chop area, I ended up getting stopped out of it right at my entry point. So it's not like I made a loser, but it was up already on the day. So when it came back down, I actually got stopped out. It's been pushing on up and looking strong. One of the things that it did today was that it got underneath 250 and then quickly recovered 250. So that's what I'd really keep my eye out. Now that we recovered 250, I like that look right here that you got. You kind of got this bottoming action right here and a nice look right on up. That's exactly what you want to see, almost an inverse hammer, inverse head and shoulders. You can call this the head. You could call this the right shoulder. You could call this the left shoulder. And now you got that inverse head and shoulders look. Let's see if it just reverses and pushes on up there back towards, let's say, 270s is what I would like to see on snow. All right, let's go ahead and let's keep going. What other stocks you guys want me to take a look at here? PLTR being mentioned here by Joshua D. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one. Palantir. What's going to happen with Palantir? All right, so Palantir is bouncing on back there from the support of 2076. I actually am going to be taking a look at this one because I love the action that it showed before this turnaround. When it was up here, I was really liking this one. When this one made that move in 21 last time, when it had a good couple of contracts right here in, let's say, May 21st in that area, we had some contracts come out. This is where it reversed from. That 21 is where it really got that lift. So that's what I'm going to be looking for, guys. I actually like this stock. So good mention, Josh. I need to keep an eye on this one. And I would love to have a position in for the long term in Palantir. All right, let's go ahead and keep going. Looking like we got about 8 minutes left here. I'm holding Genie. I hear somebody say, yes, the body. Gotta want that body. Gotta want that body. Yeah, I got to keep an eye on that one. I have a feeling that thing can spike, man. And it still hasn't even gotten back over 10. Peloton having a good time right now. Look at that lift in Peloton. We'll see if this continues. If I see that lift continues, I'm definitely going to be probably going after body. Come on, chat. Let's get those 50 likes. If not, I'll go ahead and I can get on out of here. I can do some videos or some other stuff or just trade myself. I got no problem. Hit the like for me. Support. Ain't afraid of making that money. Got to make that money. There's only one way. You got to take a trade, right? GOEV being mentioned here. Cano. You guys can see my trend line. Let it get above that trend line. Let it cross back on the MACD. Let it get strong here. Then we can go ahead and see it kind of lift off. But it didn't hold the 850s, which is what I wanted it to hold. So from here on out, I needed to break the $9 and show some volume support on the breakout. All right, let's go ahead and keep going. Gap tickers, GPS. That's why I wasn't getting it. Thank you, Alex. I had that feeling. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? But as you guys can tell, I very rarely have ever traded Gap. I've traded so many other retail names. For some reason, Gap hasn't been one of those. So let's take a look here. Nice little pushback from that support there on 26. One of the things that you can clearly point out is that kind of if you draw that wick and then you drew that right here, this high from back in December became a low, and then it eventually held it. So now kind of you got your line in the sand, 27. 27 is a good support there. If it pulls back, I would look for maybe some pullbacks towards 27.75. But really, and if it holds 27, it's going to bounce back and it's going to look good. The real question is, does it hold that 27 for support? Like always, traders, this is always just for informational purposes only, not for investment advice. And what I really want to do is show you guys that how we do it. We run through some industries, work backwards, not forward. And I think that's very important. And if you do this, you'll definitely get towards that next level. Like always, guys, smash that like button. Support me as I support you guys. Where those diamond hands at? Because all I saw was a bunch of paper hands when the stock market was turning down south. So, I mean, if you guys want, I could send you some paper hands. You could take some paper hands. I'll send it to your house. You know, if you want to hold them out, it's not a problem. I myself held on the two biggest plays, the two biggest high conviction plays. One of my other high conviction plays that I'm holding right now is RSI, Rush Street Interactive. As you guys can see from the lines, we've broken through supports. So I'm watching this one to see when are we going to catch a bottom on this one. I'm looking to add somewhere near 950s on RSI. So if it comes towards that 950, I will take an ad, and then we'll look to see it get back above that $10. This is one that I think is going to trend once we get the trend back in overall gambling. All right, let's go ahead and catch up with the chat, see what other stock we seen mentioned. Smash those likes. You guys already know 75 likes now. Let's get to 100. Let's go, let's go, let's go. What's going on, guys? mRNA, Natasha asking about the Moderna. Moderna is a monster. And when you trade a stock like this, I always say go a little bit further back. Go to the weekly. And the weekly is going to show you trends that it does consistently, right? And so right here, you had what? You had right here, you had one high. You had two highs. You had what? Three highs and then a breakout, right? What do you get over here? One high, two highs, three highs, and then support. We look for that support. then you get a breakout. Now that you've gotten that breakout, now it's really in breakout mode. So you got to be a little careful because the hourly chart has started to get that extension on up. It's extended about, let's say, 45% from here. So I would look for maybe about a 20% pullback. So you're looking at somewhere near kind of near this 275 period. Look for that pullback towards that support. That's kind of the area that I would look to, even if I was looking to get the support in Moderna. All right, let's go ahead and keep going. What's going on in the chat? CCIV mentioned, what's up? What's up? Where are my lucid dreamers? Literally on my paper, the top one, CCIV. So don't worry. I definitely won't touch CCIV. It's on my chart. I had a 30% gainer in this one. Ended up only taking 5% gain on this one. So definitely that last pullback, it hurt me too, guys. It hurt me too. I wanted to see it keep going. I wanted to see it rocket off. But like always, it's not always going to do what you want it to do. And one of the things that I always say is that stick to the plan, because I'm glad I stuck to the plan and got out with a 5% gain instead of, let's say, a 10% loss if I would have held on to it and it coming back. But today it did get a nice bounce back look. Let's take a look here. CCIV, Churchill Capital. And this one's going to be changing over towards the end of the week. That's why we're looking at it. That's the pattern that we're expecting to see. And now that we've gotten that lift straight off of that 20, I'm going to be looking to see how this one does. As you guys can see today, we just went into an uptrend mode. I was thinking about grabbing some today, but with this market being the way it was, I kind of held back today a little bit. And as you can see, we're starting to push on up there back towards the resistance. If this one can get above 30, we got some open air. And you guys know how I like to get those shadow fills. I think this one could fill the shadow eventually up to 50. The question is, can we break out through the $30 price point? What's up? What's up? Get those likes. You guys already know profit's a profit. Hey, you can't be mad about the 5%, but hey, like always, I mean, at the end of the day, one of the things is you just got to stick to the rules. Whether you make some money or you lose some money, that's really not what you're looking at. What you're looking at is your process. And if you can just keep repeating that process, then that's what matters. I mean, hey, CCIV could have broken out, could have not broken out. And that's what you don't expect these things to happen. All you do is get yourself in the probability. And then from there, let the trade work. Sometimes it's going to get you that cash. Sometimes it's not. And you just got to stick to the trade. All right, let's go ahead. Next up, the match. The match. Hey, this one's going to be really interesting. This was one of my favorite picks for a long time when we were on this breakout. I think this one's going to get a lift again. One of the things is you have this kind of resistance that it's going off of. Right now, it's running into it, becoming a support. I think we need to get it back above 156.17. Look for that to happen tomorrow. 152 on the downside look right now. You had this low 159.40, 152.48. That's what it was there. So let's look to see if we can hold that, get right back above that resistance, 156. And then I think it kind of comes up, but we'll see how that one moves, Homer. All right, let's go ahead. Swing Pony in the house giving us a stock here. OGE. Dun, dun, dun. How'd I knew it was going to have a little bit of some gap on that chart. Yeah, I had that feeling. Let's go ahead and take a look here and see what we're seeing. Now, I mean, clear as day. I mean, you can draw that trend line. And I mean, if you can't draw that trend line, then we need to take a step back and work on our skills there. But one of the things that you can clearly see is how this one gapped up, then filled the gap on the downside, and now bounced off that side. And so this is something that happens often, these gap fills that we've been seeing. And we've been seeing these gap fills really kind of be a strategy that you can come after. I mean, either you're on the downside or you're trying to see these come on the upside. And one of the things is now that the shadow's been filled, it looks like it could push on up. I would want to know the news that came out on the first. If it was great news, then maybe you can get some support that was trapped there, some volume profile that's up there, came on down, and now it's scooping up towards that next layer of volume. And we're going to look to see if we can continue here. Now, one of the things is you did get a nice lift off of the $4 mark. and then it pushed up there towards 485. It looks like. What's the high here? 487. So now let's go ahead and see if we can get a pullback towards, let's say we had a breakout here about from a reversal of 380s up there to 485. Look for a 50-cent pullback from that 485. We're talking around somewhere near this 430s, 425s is what I'll look for tomorrow to see if this stock can hold in this area and then hold the 410s or $4 on any pullbacks. If it holds $4 now, I like this trade because it could definitely hold that level. Let's say come on back a little bit, come on back towards that 426 level, and then finally push back through that trend one more time, and then giving us that lift towards that $5. Not a bad one to take a look at. I'll definitely keep it on watch. Swing Pony in the house, giving us a good stock there. Definitely, if you haven't checked out my money method on Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Definitely check that out. We've already had 2 episodes, and you can check it out today. They're evergreen. You don't need to go ahead and check it out on Sunday. Like always, guys, that's going to do it for me today. I'm going to go ahead and change it on over to Cannabis Insiders. I know you guys want to get some more stocks covered. Definitely hit me up in the comments. Let Benzinga know. We need more Money Mitch. Like always, guys, hit the thumbs up. Up next, you got Cannabis Insiders. So all my cannabis friends out there, I mean, I'm from Colorado, so I'm with you guys. Let's go. I heard bills being mentioned. I need some cannabis stock plays. So check out Cannabis Insiders, and then it will bring you right to it. Like always, guys, hit me up, Story Investors, on Twitter.